Um, so I just started the recording. Welcome, everyone. My name is Nicole Odermatt, and this is Amy Morton, who is also hosting with me. We are sister-in-laws. So my husband is her brother, and she is basically who got me started on these products almost 5 years ago. And I'm forever thankful for that. Absolutely. And my whole family's on the products as well. So we're going to get into what these gut health products are that we use that have helped us a ton, where we kind of were before we had these products in our life and what they've done after. And then we're going to get into what these products are, what are the components that we're talking about, these gut health products, how do they work, a little bit of the science behind it. And if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat and we will try to get those answered at the end or as we go along. So I'm going to go ahead and just kick it off to Amy to get started, because she's going to share a little bit about her story, which is really important because she started on these products before I did. And when I saw the changes that had happened in her, and obviously I trust her as a family member and close friend. And so I'd love for you to hear from her. She is a mom of four. She's married to her husband, Mike, and she's also a personal trainer. She's a ton of certifications. She has her own home gym in her basement and trains her personal clients there. And so she has a really great, fitness and nutrition background. So anyways, I'll let her go ahead and share a little bit about her story. And just, to give you guys a heads up, we're talking today about our gut health system. It's called the Triplex. There's 3 different products. I will go over them later. So if Amy starts to mention these products that you don't know what she's talking about, we'll explain them later. But the Triplex is composed of 3 things. It's Probio 5, which is a probiotic, Bio Cleanse. It's a gut, kind of a gentle daily gut cleanse. It has magnesium in it. And then the third one is our Slim. Slim is our pink drink. There are 2 versions of it. One is more of a gut health version and one's more for cravings. So that's mostly what we're focused on today. So thank you guys for attending, and let's hear it from Amy.
Okay. Hey guys, thank you for being on. So good to see so many faces. So prior to Plexus, my stomach controlled my life. Long story short, I'm going to keep it simple today because we're trying to keep this to 15 minutes. I started suffering with stomach issues in middle school, and they continued throughout my whole life and got worse. And I had the kind of stomach issue where I always needed to know where the nearest bathroom was. I'm not going to get into too much information there, but that was stressful, especially as a runner and a mom. Sometimes you aren't close to a bathroom. So anyways, I struggled to maintain a healthy weight because of this problem. I saw 2 different gastros over the years. They both diagnosed me with just really bad irritable bowel syndrome. Everything kind of just went straight through me. And same for my dad, same for my grandma, same for my brother. It runs in the family. So I did try several probiotics over the years that really did nothing. I tried several different diets, and 2 of those included dairy-free and gluten-free, and dairy-free and gluten-free together. Didn't do much. So when my friend across the street, one of my best friends, told me to try the Plexus Probio 5, I said no to her for almost 2 years. It was a little over 18 months, because why the heck would an MLM probiotic help me when I had already tried all these other probiotics, some of them being pretty darn expensive, even the refrigerated ones that did nothing. So this MLM Probio 5, that's not going to work. So I very easily said no thank you for almost 2 years. Finally, she gave me a bottle. She was like, Amy, take this. It will help you. It's different. Take it. Take it every night after dinner. And I remember I showed it to my husband. I was like, should I take this? It's that Plexus stuff. And he was like, yeah, heck yeah, take it. It was free. We like free stuff. So I took it because it was free. And I took it every night after dinner, like she said. And at the end of that bottle, at the end of the month, I could not remember my last bad day. I could not remember the last day I had really struggled with my stomach, which really had been almost every day before ProBio. I was starting to feel better. And I said to my husband, I think I need to continue this stuff. And he was like, heck yeah, you do. You're a lot less gassy. So there you have it. ProBio really changed my life. Anyways, after the ProBio, I then added in the BioCleanse and the Slim because Sarah across the street told me that will help me with all the gut health. It was about 4 to 6 months after that when I'd been on the Triplex and I realized, holy cow, I don't struggle with my stomach at all, ever. This is amazing. So I started to shout Plexus from the rooftops. And of course, I got my family members on it that struggled, and they don't struggle anymore either now. So that's my story in a nutshell. I also struggled with Raynaud's syndrome. That's one reason I live in Georgia now, because my circulation was so bad from Raynaud's. It was about 8 months into Triplex. I went for a run and it was in the 20s. My fingers didn't go numb. And I was like, what is going on? I came home and Googled gut health and Raynaud's. Sure enough, they're connected. So I don't really struggle with my Raynaud's anymore. And I sleep at night now. I never used to sleep. I had major sleeping issues. I mean, even in high school. So now I fall asleep at night and I wake up in the morning. So it's pretty awesome. I have a lot more energy. So that's my story. And I'm going to turn it over to Nicole. She's going to share a little more about what the Triplex is. I think.
I could not find my Zoom was like hidden under another window and I could not click on it. There we are. Thank you, Amy, for sharing that. So yeah, so shortly after Amy got started on the products, she introduced it to me a couple years later. And, you know, I'm going to go into kind of where I was with the products or before the products and everything. But so we're talking about the Triplex. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Sorry, I was trying to pull this up and then it went away. Okay. So it wasn't the picture I wanted to pull up, but so again, 3 products, and we're going to talk about the components of each of them, but look at the Slims. So the 2 sticks on the 2 like pink sticks, those are our pink drinks. The longer one is called Slim Hunger Control. And that one just has extra fiber in it. It's going to help keep you fuller longer, kind of ward off cravings, you know, in between meals, maybe help a little bit with portion control. It's definitely helped a lot with my sweet tooth. The other one is called Slim Microbiome, and that one has a prebiotic added to it to help increase the good bacteria in your gut. So Amy's going to go into what the pink drink is all about a little bit later. The other 2 components are the ProBio 5, as you can see, that is a probiotic. It has 5 probiotic strains in it. And then the BioCleanse, I mentioned, the magnesium. It also has a vitamin C added to it. So when magnesium is bound with vitamin C, it's actually more effective. And it's an oxygenated form of magnesium. I had actually been recommended by my doctor to try magnesium for a couple different things a while back, and I never really noticed a difference. I mean, I was trying to take them. I tried several different ones. I figured, well, I guess this is doing something, but I never really felt a difference until I got on BioCleanse. So this was probably one of my first wins I had taking the product. So I started this whole Triplex combo right away. And basically for gut health reasons, hoping to maybe get some more energy. I knew I just needed more overall health benefits, and I wasn't eating healthy. I really wasn't eating great. So I needed something to kind of counterbalance all that. But yeah, so the BioCleanse helped keep me regular. So I kind of have the opposite of what Amy was dealing with. And with her, she had IBSD. I was on the constipated side. So TMI, but I was not regular. Every time I had a bowel movement, it was very, you know, painful and just didn't happen as often as it should, because you should be going 2 to 3 times a day, every day. And I was only going every couple days, and I had gone as long as a week before without going. And so that's just not a great way to live life. I had been like that since I was a kid. So that was just for me, it was like my norm. I was like, well, this is just how I live. And I would have the Miralax always in the cabinet. And that stuff kind of gets expensive. There's not as many, doses as in there as what you would get from using BioCleanse, for example. So you save a lot more money using something like BioCleanse, and it's a lot safer. I've even had some of my friends get their kids on the BioCleanse that have kids that are having pooping problems, and it's helped them tremendously. I also usually recommend them using the kids probiotic along with it, or to start with that first. And then if things aren't moving, we add the BioCleanse in. So it is, safe for kids too. So that's kind of like my first thing that happened with me is I realized, oh my gosh, like I'm going to the bathroom. This is crazy. And so I continued to take it and started to notice some other things were happening in my life as well. And I was starting to notice I was sleeping better. I no longer needed to take Tylenol PM to sleep at night. I was not having headaches every single day. And that was awful because I was also taking Advil. Like I had Advil everywhere. I had a bottle in my car. I had some at work, had some in my purse, had some upstairs, had some downstairs, because I was either always having aches and pains or I had a headache. And that is not healthy to be taking that all the time. So what happened was I started to notice I was falling asleep within 5 minutes instead of it taking me over an hour, sometimes 2 hours to fall asleep. And when I would sleep, it was usually restless. I'd wake up and then I'd have a hard time in the middle of the night getting back to sleep. So when I woke up, even though I would sleep in, and I slept in because I was so tired because I didn't sleep at night, I would sleep later than most people, but I was feeling miserable when I woke up because I just didn't sleep well. So now I can fall asleep within 5 minutes, my head hitting the pillow, which is like unknown for me. It's amazing. And it's been like that for 5 years now. And I no longer have those daily headaches and all that stuff. And so the thing that we posted, I don't know if you guys saw the little picture that we had sent out to people to invite people. We had posted that we are sister-in-laws that are obsessed with ice cream. And Amy and I connected on another level when I realized how much she loved ice cream. For me, I had ice cream every single day, twice a day, like no exceptions. Ice cream was always on the shopping list. If we didn't have any in the house, I had to always have it in stock. And then I also ate candy all day from like morning to midnight. And back when I used to work in restaurants, I had candy everywhere. I would hide it from my coworkers so they couldn't get to my secret stash. And then I would have a stash I would share with people. And then when I'd run out, I'd have to run across the street to Rite Aid to make sure I got more candy because I just had to have my fix all day long. In addition to that, I was drinking coffee all day long. I was drinking Starbucks, Red Bulls, sweet tea all day. And now I don't even like sweet tea. I don't care for it. I can enjoy coffee on occasion. I just don't need it all day long. And I don't live for naps. So when I first got started on the products, at that time, I was super tired all the time, just a mom zombie. My daughter was like 1.5 years old at the time. And so, she had just started kind of sleeping through the night and, we're kind of getting into that routine, but I was still just like, I wanted a nap. Anytime she was napping, I wanted to take a nap too. I was also still dealing with postpartum depression and some anxiety that came on after having baby. And so I never knew that gut health products could change that. And I started to see a huge difference in my depressional tendencies. They started to go down. The anxiety started to go down, and I never expected any of this to happen. But for me, that was my personal experience. And then I started to look into the gut brain connection. So if you or anyone you know is dealing with anything like this, take a look and research, like even just on Google, you can see there's Google Scholar articles about the gut microbiome connected to the brain and the gut brain axis. It totally has made a huge difference by improving my gut health. That in return, it improved my mood. So anyways, those are kind of my main wins. I feel like I might be forgetting something because I feel like there's so many wonderful things that Triplex has done for my life. Oh, the other thing is that I used to be sick all the time. And it was a constant vicious cycle of me getting sick and then needing an antibiotic and then getting sick again and needing more antibiotic probiotics. And then my immune system was just a wreck because it takes your body like a year to recover, just your gut to recover from 1 year of or one round of antibiotics. It takes a year for your gut to recover. So my gut was just a mess. So since being on Triplex, I rarely ever get sick anymore. So it has been a huge blessing for me and my family. And I'm going to go and explain a little bit about the ProBio 5, and I have a little picture I'm going to share before Amy talks about the Slim and how that works, because the Slim focuses on blood sugar and inflammation and things like that. And this Triplex system addresses basically the three main pillars of our health, which is blood sugar, inflammation, and gut health. So they're all very important functions of our body. Let me pull up the probiotic picture for you. Just muted myself. There we go. Okay, so this is explaining a little bit about what's called the chitosanase in the ProBio 5. And this one is very important because it's an enzyme that our body uses to break down, build up like the yeast that's going on in our gut. So one of the most unique things about the ProBio 5 is that not only is it replenishing your gut with all the good bacteria, like I said, there's 5 strands of beneficial bacteria in this bottle of ProBio 5. I don't know if you guys can still see me, but I have a bottle right here. And most of the time you have to buy digestive enzymes separately. But with this, your digestive enzymes are already in this ProBio 5 capsule, and it also combats the bad stuff in your gut. So not only is it replenishing with the good, it's actually killing off all the bad yeast that's going on in our gut that we want to get rid of, because that's what gets to the root of the health issues and the root of the problems in our guts. So when we can break down and take care and get rid of that yeast, then more good things can happen. So think of your garden or your gut like a garden. If you have a flower garden and you have some weeds growing in it or something, you're not just going to plant more flowers and hope that the weeds go away, right? You might kind of crowd them a little bit, but it's not going to like physically remove them. So you have to go in and physically remove the weeds yourself, right? So that's kind of what ProBio 5 does. ProBio 5, yes, it replenishes with the good bacteria, those flowers, but it's also going in and attacking and pulling out those weeds from our gut and getting rid of it. And then the Bio Cleanse comes in and gently sweeps that away. It's kind of like a gentle daily gut cleanse. And the Slim has the prebiotic in it. And the prebiotic is basically food for the probiotics. So think of it as like a fertilizer for the garden. So it's going to help that thrive, your gut bacteria thrive and multiply. And then let me pull up the info sheet and you guys can see. So if when you get off this call, if you'd like this detailed info sheet that shows you what's all in the probiotic, we have this on hand, and this is where it shares each ingredient and what it does. And as you can see on the screen, all the bacteria that are in here, I don't like to pronounce them because I'll screw them up. So here's the bacteria names if you're wondering like what specific strands are in here. That's what those are. Okay, so I am going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, so Amy, if you had anything else you wanted to add about ProBio 5, or if you just want to go into Slim,
okay.
Take it away.
Yeah, so quickly to sum up ProBio 5 and why it worked and the other ones didn't for me. The other ones, it even says on the bottle, overwhelms yeast, like Nicole described with the gut garden, right? The other ones try to come in and overwhelm the yeast and say, hey, we're bacteria. Get out of here. Get out of here. We're overwhelming you. But it doesn't. The ProBio 5 comes in and kills the yeast. That's the difference. It's not trying to gently overwhelm the yeast. It kills the yeast. So ours actually kills it. BioCleanse gets it out. So you reap all the benefits of getting that nasty yeast out of your gut. I never knew I had a yeast overgrowth. I did. It's gone now. Feel so much better.
Oh,
so that's all about ProBio 5.
One other thing I wanted to mention too is the fact that it's preserved in a way that, it's freeze dried. And so it's a pH activated probiotic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not, yeah, it's not going to activate. Some of them are like moisture activated, or some of them you get they're refrigerated. Well, what happens when those refrigerated ones hit the temperature of your 98.6-degree mouth, right? And then it has to go all the way down your body. Are they all going to make it to the gut? Probably not. That's why a lot of them have so many billions of CFUs so that they can play the odds, hoping that some of it gets where it needs to go. So with ours,
Totally.
we know it doesn't activate until it gets into the actual gut. And so all the good stuff is getting where it needs to go, and you don't lose any of that along the way.
Yep. Yeah, it actually doesn't open up till it reaches the pH of your gut. So Slim, just wanted to quickly go over this quickly. It was originally created for type 2 diabetics, just to balance their blood sugar. That's all. It did such a good job balancing the blood sugar. They lost weight. They named it Slim. To be honest, it could be called something like balance, because that's what it was made to do. But when your blood sugar is balanced, weight loss is a pretty common side effect, because your cravings are decreased, your energy is increased, your sleep is better, your hormones are controlled, because when your blood sugar is balanced, insulin works just right. Insulin is the master hormone, so all the other hormones just fall in line. So pretty awesome there. I know we have some guys on the call, but to sum up the hormone thing, I don't have cramps anymore. That's awesome. So anyway, Slim helps with hormones. There are two versions of Slim, like Nicole mentioned earlier, hunger control and microbiome activating. I usually just keep it pretty simple. Do you want weight loss? Get the hunger control. Do you want more gut health? Get the microbiome activating. Slim, you want to drink once a day, really almost any time of day that you want. It's best to drink it on an empty stomach, not with food. So like first thing in the morning, mid-morning, mid-afternoon. And it's delicious, so you're going to look forward to it and want to drink it. It's better to drink it late than skip it. So yes, there are plenty of times I have it at like 10 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh, I didn't have my Slim. Chug it. There's no caffeine, so you're fine. It's also really good mixed with vodka. Side note, really nice, healthy mixer, no hangover. So that is probably Slim in a nutshell. Trying to think what else. Oh, yes, it helps with weight loss. Wanted to cover that. I did want to touch on, I have two kids that have been diagnosed with ADHD that don't struggle anymore, thanks to these probiotics, thanks to the active energy drink. And again, that's like, I could explain in more detail. Reach out to me if you want to know what they take, but neither one of them need ADHD medication anymore. So another reason I'm so thankful for Plexus. I think Nicole's going to pull up a picture of my brother, her husband, before and after.
Yes, I am. Yeah, and I love how active helps and so much with focus and just the gut health, plus the active is amazing for ADHD. So yes, definitely let us know if you have questions. And speaking of kids, I wanted to mention too, for my daughter, she's 6 years old, but she's been taking ProBio 5 since she was 2. She is also on the kids Plexus products as well. But when she was 2, she was dealing with a rash around her face. It was called perioral dermatitis. And the pediatrician wanted to prescribe her with a steroid cream. And I said, I really prefer not to use that. Could I try this probiotic? And he was like, yeah, I'd approve for you to use this, just a smaller amount. We would open up the capsule, pour it out onto a spoonful of yogurt. He said, you're probably still going to need that steroid cream. I mean, the probiotic won't hurt. It may help, but I think you're still going to need the cream. I never needed the cream because just by using ProBio 5, this chronic rash she was dealing with on her face went away and did not come back while we were keeping her on ProBio 5. So then eventually we went off the ProBio 5 and just got her on the kids products. And she was great on them for a long time, but then she started to have some eczema flares pop up, mostly on her wrists. She would get really itchy patches that she would scratch, and it was just an awful time with the eczema. So what we started to do was bring back ProBio 5 for her. We open up the capsule, pour out a half of it onto a spoon. She takes it every night. Just using that and our Plexus body cream helps basically clear her eczema flare up and keep it away. So she takes a little bit of that every night. So stuff for the whole family here. And I wanted to share real quick. Whoops, I'm going to share my screen. This is Amy's brother, my husband, John. and his before and after pictures. So he started in 2017, in like the middle of the year in 2017. This isn't a most recent update. I just didn't have a whole picture of, with anything from 2021, but you can see the huge change in him. Well, he's lost about 50 pounds.
Oh my God. It's the feast right now.
What's that? Oh, maybe you're not muted, Amy. Okay. So
thank goodness.
Are you okay, Amy?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I am making the mac and cheese right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Are you okay? I'll mute you. Okay. Sorry. I think that was an accident. So you can see a huge difference here, but I want to show you in his face. Hold on. Here it is. Just incredible. You can see a huge difference just in his face. And I know you can't really tell, maybe it was 50 pounds, but it really was. He kind of hides it well because he's really tall. He's 6'5", but he started on just the Triplex, and then shortly after added in our product called Block. It helps block carbs and sugars. And then eventually started adding in a product called Metaburn, which does help burn fat and gives you a mood boost, also helps with focus and things like that. Metaburn is awesome. It's just a capsule. But he continued on this Triplex too. He continued on the gut health. He believes that that was the thing that really got his weight loss started, because he had to get to the root of all the candida and, gut health issues that were going on. And then eventually he started switching his lunch. Instead of going out for lunch and having Wendy's every day or Chick-fil-A or whatever, he switched to having a shake at lunch. And that has helped him a ton, not only save money, but also save a ton of calories and eating a lot healthier. We have a shake called Lean. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Oops. And I'm checking the chat real quick. I know we went like 10 minutes over. I do apologize, but if you had any questions, please let me know. You can always feel free to unmute yourself too real quick before we disconnect, and you can ask your question out loud if you want.
I'm sorry if you guys could hear me when I was on the phone.
You were like, mac and cheese. It's like, what's going on?
Oh my gosh. I am volunteering at my daughter's school at 1:30, and the teacher called and she was like, oh my gosh, I meant 12:30.
Uh-oh. All right, well,
the
you
mac
better
and
go.
cheese is going to be a little late. But it's okay. It'll be fine. Sorry about that.
I saw Georgia ask a question about what products Amy's kids take, and she wrote in the chat, they take ProBio 5, the kids X Factor chewables, and an active drink. And the kids chewable tablets, they have probiotics and vitamins in them. Ruth would like information with ADD, kids and adults. Perfect. All right, we will get that to you. And would everyone just do me a favor real quick before we disconnect? If you would type in the chat, if you were invited by somebody, type in the chat your name and who invited you. Actually, you don't have to type your name because I can see.
Yeah, because I want to be able to get in touch with everyone to tell you what my kids are taking. So yeah, let us know who invited you so we can get in touch.
And also wanted to let you know, the person that invited you does have a special discount waiting for you if you decide that you want to take, the next step in your health journey and you want to get started on any of these products or a different product that we didn't mention. Just get with them and ask them if it is your first time ordering. We do have a special discount for you. And I will let everyone go. Go ahead and, again, just say it in the chat if you didn't yet, who invited you, if you could type that in. And everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you guys for joining us. And Amy, you better get that mac and cheese to school.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get on that. Thank you for being on, guys. Bye.
Bye. Nice to see everyone. Hope to chat with you soon.
Thanks, ladies. Great call.
Thank you. Bye-bye.